Namaste all. Good evening. So I think you are ready. Today actually we have scheduled it for 7 p.m. IST, but due to Beta 5 team's busy schedule, we had to came back to normal time, that is 7:30 p.m. IST. So here we are. Uh, Priyani Sharma from Beta 5 team is here, and Arjun Arora also is going to join. So Beta 5 is one user research and user uh, usage testing
Usability testing.
application. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah. So Beta 5 is a tool, a product which helps to understand the user usability testing of product, other websites, applications, prototypes, designs, and everything. So here we are today with the Beta 5 team. She is Priyani Sharma from Beta 5. And yeah, Priyani, please introduce yourself. Be comfortable.
Sure. Hi, I'm Priyani. I head marketing for Beta5, and we're building a user feedback and a research platform. Our goal is to make the whole process of talking to your customers, gathering feedback from them, and then understanding what they're saying, fast, joyful, and actionable. Arjun, our CEO, has just joined, so I will now hand it over to Arjun.
Hi everyone, pleasure to meet you. Thanks so much for organizing this. Uh, Thanks, Vishwa. I really appreciate and highly a big hello to your community. So just to share a little bit about ourselves and myself. So I'm Arjun, originally from Delhi. So right now I'm in Delhi and it's quite cold here as well. But I've been in Singapore for the last 15 years. Did high school there as well as college. So Betafi is originally headquartered in Singapore, but we have our team is in India, Singapore, and Cambodia. Um, in my past life, I was a PM, and as a product manager, when you're launching the product, there's this anxiety whether it will work, whether it won't work, right? That always gives you sleepless nights. So over time, as I did more projects, I thought there should be a way to uh, get feedback at the early stage. As a PM, you should have that conviction that, hey, I've done my homework. I'm really solving a market need. So in my experiences in Gomo, I built like a $30 million business before. One of the things I think we did well was we really got customers involved in the early part of the product journey. As we were building the product, we were validating it. But I also realized that that process is very manual. You get people on Zoom, you take notes on Google Docs, right? Then the information is everywhere. And even then, from there to create information which is useful and actually informs your product roadmap, that's really, really hard. So that's when I met my co-founder, Ethan, who's a geeky nerd my CTO. He was a computer scientist from MIT, and he was working in Stripe before this. So we both came together with this conviction that product teams worldwide should have a superpower to know what their customers want and build the right thing from the get-go so that they don't waste time reworking a lot of things after the product is launched, right? In this noble mission, we were building Betafi as a tool that simplifies the process of capturing feedback. Talking to the customers should be a joyful experience where you really are uncovering what they want. It should be easy for you to capture the key needs, make sense of what's important, and then translate that into delivering impact to your product. So in a nutshell, that's what we are striving to build.
Welcome, Arjun. Thanks a lot for joining us today. And yes, it was interesting. And actually, I like the product myself. I want to use it for my agency
Yeah,
because yes, as you said, actually, whenever we are trying to get the data from feedback from customers, even for small projects like web design, landing pages,
yeah,
mobile apps, prototypes, and
yeah,
all, it's actually time taking because
yeah,
for each cycle it takes around 3-4 days. Like we will send some queries to them, then they will get back,
yeah,
we will note down somewhere those and all.
Yeah.
and actually we started using client portals
Yeah.
where we manage the clients like invoices, documents, those and all. But
Yeah.
still, that is not too helpful to,
Yeah.
especially in the particular part of design,
Yeah.
because that is easy to manage the client, but
Yeah.
not particularly good at design feedback. Because if I get the feedback, then I need to communicate to my team,
Yes.
because
Exactly.
uh, those are the team who are going to work. So actually here, when this data information is flowing someone to someone,
Yeah.
there are leakages actually,
Yeah.
because when clients explain something, we understand something, and I will explain something to my team, and they will work something. It's
Yeah.
like it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
I experienced that personally, even today
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes some projects getting delayed due to this, and even I lost some projects also,
Yeah.
because I don't know, like I don't understand what they want exactly. Even
Yeah.
after few iterations, we are not going there where they're expecting, because sometimes they just give the reference websites or applications, say
Mm.
we want like this. Sometimes they say, yeah, this, that's it. But there is no specific point, and once we do that, they will tell, uh, change the wording here,
Yeah.
change the heading, but
Yeah.
we don't know what is that heading and which
Yeah.
page, something like that. So it happens. I think this Betafy product helps us a lot to save the
Yeah.
time and improve the productivity. And yes, welcome again.
Yeah.
Thanks again for joining us, and hopefully we'll make it fruitful to everyone.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And yeah, feel free to ask questions along the way. Would love to have an interactive session. And I think one thing you mentioned, which is very true, is that a lot of time we get feedback, but we also have to translate that feedback in the voice of customer. Like, the person might explain the pain point in
Yes,
very, very
yes,
detail,
exactly.
but you also have to communicate it to
Hello.
your client or to the other guys. Yeah. Hi, Dinesh, and hi, Valentine. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So I think we can get started with the. Let's dive into this information,
Sounds good. So
because
maybe
people are interested. Yeah, yeah,
awesome, awesome. So I think maybe I can give you an overview of the product, and my colleague
yes,
Priyani will give a quick demo. We'll keep it brief, and we would let the community ask the questions, right? So
sure,
again,
sure, sure.
awesome. So back to the story of feedback being hard, we want to make this superpower. So what we're doing today with Betafi is solving for two primary use cases. One is more about around user interviews or feedback calls, where you talk to the users as they say something interesting, you mark that aha moment, right? And across all your conversations, you capture feedback in an effective way. Then on beta file, we allow you to make sense of that feedback to genuinely extract that insight, right? And then the last step of it is sharing that insight. So beta file works both as a standalone tool, but also along with Zoom. We have very cool Zoom integration. And after you generate insights on beta file, you can kind of export it to Miro board. You can clip videos, which you can share everywhere. So like translating insights in the voice of customers is a lot easier. So this is one key workflow. The other is the support usability testing. So when you're testing Figma prototypes, Adobe XD prototypes, we have a nice integration with that. So you can share that with your clients on our tool. Yeah. So I will stop the monologue and let Priani shares. That's easier for everybody to visualize. Yeah.
Sure. So now
Yeah,
we'll
it's
dive
fine
into our
actually.
Yeah.
product. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, nothing,
Sorry.
nothing. Just carry on.
Okay. So yeah, as Arjun mentioned on our platform, right, you can do both user interviews where you go and speak to your customers,
Mm.
gather feedback about your ideas or any new feature that you're planning to build. And then once it fructifies into some form of a design, then you go back to them in terms of doing a usability test so that you can validate your design and workflows and see whether it is intuitive and it works for your customers or not, right? I will first show you the usability test experience, and then we'll have a quick demo of our user interview. So Arjun will be my participant. today. On Betafy, you can test both mobile and desktop prototypes. And in fact, we're very proud to share that we are probably one of the first user research platforms that has been built for a mobile first world. Most of the other platforms that you see have been around for some time, and the whole experience of doing usability tests for a mobile app is not right. Sorry.
I think the voice was breaking a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Can you
Yes.
hear me fine now?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
it's fine now. Yeah, sometimes in between, I think, yeah,
sure.
you'll see.
Yeah, I think it's just the internet technology always fails you, right? So I was just saying that we've built for a mobile first world, so it is really easy for both you and the participants to test out your mobile prototypes. And the experience is a lot real for your participants, so they really feel like they're testing a live app on their phone, and that's why the feedback that you get from them is a lot more accurate and relevant for you. um, Now, Arjun, as a participant, has joined the conversation. Here are my prototypes that I want to test out with Arjun today. So, as Arjun mentioned, we are both integrated with Figma and XD. So, all you need to do is actually copy paste the link of your prototype. It is that simple to bring your prototypes here to test. Once the participant shares their screen, you can get a feed of both their device as well as their video feed, which helps you to see how they progress through the conversation. Wherever they are uncomfortable, you can pick those clues up from their video alongside seeing how they are interacting with your prototype. Now, I'll ask Arjun to carry out a task at his end, which will help me understand whether that particular workflow Arjun is able to complete easily or not, right? And everything that Arjun does on the screen is being recorded at the back end. We will also give you analytics post session that will help you get the right data points to make the decision of whether the design has to change or not, right? Like Vishwanatha, you were saying that many a times you have to change the design, but the feedback is that it doesn't work, and that is like a very vague feedback. With data, it makes it much more meaningful. All the feedback is much more actionable in that ways. Here, wherever feedback the participant keeps sharing with you, saying that, oh, I don't get this button, or this screen doesn't look nice to me, all of that feedback you can keep adding here. So you can add all the usability feedback as a note during the conversation, and all the notes are timestamped, so you can go back to them once the conversation is done. You also have a feature of instant tags. So before setting up the session, you can define these quick sort of tags for you to quickly capture whatever feedback user is saying, and you won't have to spend time taking a detailed note. So Arjun faces a usability issues. All I'll do from my end is I'll quickly mark it, and then I will go back to my conversation where I'll focus more on probing Arjun to understand why he faced that issue. And once I probe, I will have a better understanding of what I need to fix in my designs. Yeah.
Yeah, so
uh,
sometimes you're doing talking to your user, you're showing them the participant, the prototype, and then there's so many screen share struggles. Like sometimes the screen is not working or it's not opening. On our tool, like when she shared the prototype with me, I experienced it on my phone in a really immersive way. So you can see it. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I don't know where the camera is, but I can open the app, the prototype on the app. So I experience it in a way a real user would, and that makes the experience interesting. The other thing is for the person conducting the interview, there's a lot of work for them. They have to talk to user, process insight. So there's this way to just mark tag with one click, or we also have this thing called aha moment, that whenever during the conversation something interesting pops out, right? You just mark it like, okay, this something happened here, there's a usability issue here, there was a bug here, or something cool happened here. And on Betafy, you can always go back to the call and review that particular moment and see how things were happening. Yeah.
yeah. The other thing is it's very difficult to so let's do one thing. Let's complete this task, and then let's say, okay, Arjun was a he could just do it successfully. Now we all know it's very difficult to get users onto the calls, right? It's a hard job. So within the same session, you can test out multiple designs, multiple workflows, which just makes it much easier for you to capitalize the most out of the participants' time. And similarly, the new prototype is now at Arjun's screen. So it is literally with one click, you could share it with Arjun, and for Arjun, it auto loads on itself. So there is no effort that is required from Arjun's side to experience a new prototype. Likewise, for you as a moderator, you don't have to spend too much time struggling to find the new prototype design, then share it with Arjun, or share the link with Arjun. All those hassles are taken care of, and because of that, it is a much seamless experience for both you and the participant, right? So this is the whole usability test experience. Anybody has any questions, would be happy to address right now. Okay. Cool, no problems. You can ask us later as well. So now we've ended this session. Now let's look at, once I've completed the session, what does Betafy give it back to me? Now, once I complete the session, this is the session experience I get. I get the whole recording of the session along with the transcript. We support 30 plus languages. In fact, recently we rolled out the English transcript feature. So now if you have a conversation with your users who use Hindi plus English, you will get the transcript in English. So it becomes a lot more nuanced for, especially the Indian sub-region. And here you also get the usability analytics that I had mentioned during the conversation. So you get how much time is the participant taking to complete a task, how many clicks are they taking. So if you see someone is spending just too much time or too many clicks, there again, it's, that's a problem area, right? Because we all want to make our products faster. People don't have much patience these days. All the notes that you take during the conversation are all available and annotated on your timeline. So you can literally hop over to any part of your conversation just by clicking there and playing it back to refresh your memory and hear what is that the user said and why did you take that note, right? You can also create notes from the transcript also. The other thing is that the tasks that the participant perform, you can also move to them right from the timeline itself and play it back to see how did they work on the on the screens, and then what was the expression of them using the video feed. As Arjun mentioned earlier, we this is one part of the analysis where once you've done the call, you go back to your notes, you go back to the recording to see where all the participant was struggling, right, with using your designs. And you may want to now share it back to the other members of your team. So for instance, you are doing the conversation, you may want to share it with your product managers or with other designers in the team. There, what you can do is you can create a short video clip of the moment that you want to share back with your team, right? And then there is this link. Using this link, you can easily share the clip with other members of your team, and then they'll be able to see where the participant is struggling. They will also be able to hear the feedback in the voice of the customer, and that in many cases makes huge difference. You may just keep saying that, what, this login workflow doesn't work for my users, but they won't believe you. But when the users say themselves that, what, I'm really struggling with the login workflow, or is it taking too much time, asking too much information, that is when the ball starts to roll with other members of your team. You can also embed these video clips into a lot of tools, because we are integrated with something called Embedly, that gives us the support of embedding the videos in over 300 platforms. So platforms like FigJam, Notion, Miro, Webflow, Medium, a lot of these places, you can create the clip from Betafy, and literally all you need to do is just copy paste that link's URL, and the video gets embedded like this. The other thing is that we've created this usability analytics dashboard, and that helps you once you've done a couple of sessions with your users and you want to see that are you seeing common patterns in terms of the problem area, or in terms of a particular cohort of users struggling with a part of your experience. You can now come here and compare your different matrices across these sessions to see where is the problem area, right? So you get all of these feedback. You can come and see whether it is taking too much time, too many clicks, and that's where you'll be able to see the problem area. Yeah. Now, just because there is such less time, I will now quickly hop on to the user interview experience to give you a flavor of how you can do the feedback calls with your customers. Yeah. Again, Arjun will happily be my participant. So, as Arjun mentioned earlier, we are integrated with Zoom. So, what happens is that if you want to do your feedback call on the Zoom platform, you can just use Zoom, and then you get a Zoom link meeting ID. So for the participant, it just feels like any other Zoom call, but you will get all the functionalities of Betafi that I will show you in a minute. So this is the link. I will now share it with Arjun, and I'll join as a moderator. There is one more thing that you can also ask other members of your team to join the conversation and help you with taking notes or just observing how the participant is behaving. So till Arjun joins, this interface looks a lot similar to the usability testing interface. The difference comes here. There we had the prototypes. Here we have the questions. So typically in a feedback call, the format is you will have a list of questions that you would like to ask the participant or like to probe them to understand more about their behavior, their needs, their pain points. You can bring all your questions, and they're all available to you right in the call. Typically when you do feedback calls, it's like your questions may be sitting somewhere. You may have to take the note somewhere else. Your call may be happening on Zoom or Google Meets. So it is like you have to struggle with 3 or 4 tools during one feedback call just to record it, just to make notes of what the user is saying. Here with Betafi, everything has been brought onto one platform, so it is much easier for you to focus on what the user is saying and then later on make sense of it. So now I'm asking this, and I can keep using the tags, or I can also add a detailed note here to capture what feedback Arjun is giving to me. And anytime Arjun shares a very cool thing, or I feel, oh, this is like an aha moment, I can literally bookmark it with one click, and probably add a tag to give it a context as to what that moment was all about, and go back to conversing with Arjun. Because we all know, right, it is more the conversations that you will do, and more you'll engage with the user, you'll get more nuggets and more information out from them. Arjun, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, just one thing that actually this workflow is very flexible for a lot of different use cases. So the idea here is any meeting that's worth recording, like any, whether it's a feedback call or internal feedback call, where you want to take certain chapter markers, right? That okay, in this 1 hour video, these were the times which were really important. Then we make it easier for that. And again, you can do it through our platform, or you can do it to Zoom using our platform. But the post call will be very rich. So there'll be 1 hour video marked with those key moments. You can add notes at certain moments as well. So we are starting to see newer and newer use cases emerge for this workflow.
Yeah, just like Arjun is saying, we've seen usage across wide personas. So whether it is sales professional who use it for their interaction with customers, whether it is marketers like me who typically go to their personas to understand their needs and sometimes even bounce the messaging or campaigns with them, or whether it is a product team, right? And even internally, like even within Betafi team, we often use our own platform to record it or make notes of our internal meeting as well. So the use case is pretty wide. It's really up to you how you want to leverage the tool. Yeah. So let's end this session and show you how the post session experience looks like. Pretty similar to the usability test experience. Here, right, you get the transcript, the video, all your notes are here. Everything is annotated. So this is very useful. You may have taken a note. After a couple of days, you may not remember what, that note was all about. You can literally play it back, go here, and then play and hear back the conversation to revise and refresh your memory. So it becomes very easy. Everything is here. You don't have to rely on your memory, and you can keep it free for much better things. Here again, if you had taken the notes within a question, everything is grouped here. So it becomes much easier for you to look at that part of the conversation and go on from there. This becomes very useful when you are synthesizing, or when you're analyzing your conversations after you've spoken to say 3 or 4 folks, because you may want to go here and then filter your notes per question. right? And if I do that, I can literally compare what different folks are telling me, which makes it much easier for me to say, okay, this is the common pattern. So for instance, if you're building a new feature, or if I have a new campaign creative, I may go to 5 users and show them, and if 3 of them are saying, oh, this I don't like, the color scheme, the copy doesn't work for me, I instantly know, that is not going to work. Or if it is a new feature you're building, so for instance, we are all on Facebook Live, so imagine the Wave team thinks of a new feature where probably they want to add some emojis to give instant reaction during this conversation, and you go speak to 5 users. Now if 3 of them are saying, or 4 of them are saying, oh brilliant, it works for you, you instantly know, yes, that's going to work, right? So that's how, if you take notes within the Betafi platform, and if you take them within each of the question, it becomes much easier for you post these sessions to make sense of what is the user saying, what is the user feedback, right? And what is the feel, and what are those common themes or patterns that are emerging across your conversations. And then there is this concept of grouping these feedback points into a takeaway. So just as I said, right, you are launching, say, a new emoji feature in Wave platform, and say 4 of my users are saying, oh, it's good, but we also want to add, say, a comment to that, to share it with the presenter. So you can create a takeaway here, and in this takeaway, you can then add couple of notes to support your point, right? Vishwanatha, I think, mentioned this right at the start, that oftentimes he works with his customers, and he keeps saying something, but they don't get it, because they're like, no, we don't know if the end user said it. Now if Vishwanatha could share the insight that the user is saying like this, which could have a clip from in the voice of the customer, which could have some notes that were captured during the customer conversation, and then share this with the customer, end customer, I think it'll be a lot more believable, and everybody will be able to understand, okay, this is what the customer wants, right? And this is like a proof point to say that this is actually what the customer wants, let's build what the user is saying. And this is the goal of Betafi, that we are able to help product companies build what their users truly want, right? So that ultimately when they ship out a product, they ship out any experience, any digital experience or a service, that is what their customers love and like. And then yeah, we also integrated with Miro. So it's a very cool experience. You can export all your notes into Miro. You can kind of filter them by tag or questions, and then they come like this in the Miro board. And then when we've seen a lot of people love to collaborate with their team on Miro. So for instance, I was showing you the user interview experience. So imagine I had filtered my question notes by question. Now I export them to Miro. I'm here now. I can work with my team, say Arjun and others, and see, okay, this question, this is what the most of the users are saying, that okay, if I come here, the USP, this is what is really resonating with people, or this is what is not working with the people. And then it becomes much easier for me to condense everything and come up with my final findings to understand, okay, ABC work with my customer, DEF don't, and this is how I can fix DEF. Arjun, you want to add anything to that?
I think I think not to the feature itself, but just want to share something about our vision. Like we understand that a lot of different people use a lot of different tools to get their work done every day. Some people love Miro, some people love FigJam, some people love Zoom, love Google Meet, right? But user feedback should come from anywhere and everywhere. So the way we think about ourselves is we don't want you to do the manual work of like comparing all your notes and summarizing and then clipping videos. We are kind of the bridge. So right now, Betafi only works with Zoom. In future, it will work with Google Meet as well and Microsoft Teams as well. Today, it only integrates with Miro. In future, it will include Figma as well. So imagine it's like your sidekick that helps you make that process actionable and joyful. And this is just the start. We're a new startup, but we are the roadmap is pretty ambitious moving forward.
Yeah. And I just wanted to share that we recently launched on Product Hunt in September. We got a lot of love. from the community, and since then I think we've seen our usage also increase over 50-60% month on month. So we've been experiencing huge adoption from the community, from different sections like we mentioned earlier. And yeah, we are at early stages, so we really appreciate if the community can use the platform and share about their experience, share their feedback with us. We totally thrive on that. Vishwanathan, you wanna uh, open the floor for some questions? Hello. I'm
I
not
think
able.
we can't hear you.
I think there's some questions. How can we explain to students if we use with Zoom? Um, so I think if you work with students, it'll be a lot easier because they are like tech savvy folks, right? So I'm assuming you mean that you probably are going to be getting feedback from the students. If that is the case, all you need to do is just give them the Zoom link, and they can just click on that link, join the session, and then you just kind of interact with them. All the work you have to do, so all the hard work is at your end, right? But if the question was that if students have to use it, how can it be explained? I think that also is pretty simpler, because we've seen a lot of students who are from product world, design, research embrace the tool. So we have a lot of students in India and Singapore who use our tool to do their projects. Like, you have these case study projects that where you have to go and talk to customers, gather feedback. So a lot of students have used our platform for that. It's not been very difficult. Okay. The question is, do you want to take this? Does it support audience targeting?
Yeah, so currently we don't have a panel on our platform, so we are assuming you find your own users to talk to. However, you can use our platform to send the session links, so scheduling is handled through it. And we're also building a participant management module in future. So what that means is anybody you talk to, you can have like a mini CRM inside of Betafy, which you can use to have a sanity check of who you have spoken to and how many times and so on.
Yeah. So I think Inderpreet have answered most of your questions. There is one on, will it create transcript by self? And can we share transcript also with customers? So currently, yes, the transcript is auto generated. So you get it right after the session ends. You can share the transcript. It is not available right now. We're working on it. But in terms of you can share the entire session, not just the transcript. Yeah. So you get like a session link, and you can share the session link with others, but then the whole thing gets along with your notes, and the video gets shipped.
Yeah,
Can
but
it success?
we are building the transcript sharing feature soon though. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the next one is, can it successfully analyze parking time on platform like e-commerce? Okay.
Yeah,
uh
so let me take this one. So currently the way it works for us is that you need to be on a call with customer and then it captures analytics. So if you jump on a call with the user, let them use your e-commerce platform, then yes, the analytics are captured. But this is not a platform for when users come in and use the platform on their own will and we capture feedback. That workflow is not supported.
sure. I think there's a question by Dinesha. Does it support manage engagement and rewards? No, not right now, because we don't have the participant offering, but we will build it in the future. Is your UI only in your English language? Can I translate to Bulgarian? Not right now, Valentine. But yeah, we're working towards that also. But the transcript is generated in 30 plus languages. Can we add tags and segment the audience on basis of name and comments? Arjun, you want to take that one?
The hard questions are
The
for
hard
me.
ones I throw at Arjun.
Yeah. Sorry. Where is it? Can we?
uh, yeah.
I am trying to read the question. Yeah, okay. Can we add tags and segments? Or yeah, yes, you can. The way we define our workflow on the tool is the questions, right, can be decided by you. Participant names are decided by you. Tags are also decided by you. So if you wanted, hypothetically, Priyani showed the instant tags in the project. You can define the tag as person A, person B, person C, person D, and then you can also have questions as you want to define it. So yes, it is flexible enough to support that 100%. What we are going to do even better in the future is once the participant management module is live, then this thing will be done a little bit more automatically. But already on the tool, you can do this. Yep.
Awesome. There's a question by Sujit. Yes, Sujit, you need to have a Zoom Pro account and then integrate your Zoom Pro account with Betafy just one time, and the same for Miro as well. You need like your Miro account just integrated, and the
Yeah.
process is very simple, just about a one-click job.
Yeah.
And then once it is integrated, then the next time you're in your Zoom call, all you need to do is go to your apps and select the Betafy app, and then select the project where you want to do this session, and then enter the participant name, and that's it, and you get all the features, the notes, the question, the tags. Right now Zoom only supports a user interview workflow, so you can do a user interview in Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, the for Miro, the pro account need is only for Zoom. Miro is a nicer company, so they allow this limit is by them, not by us. So for Miro, any Miro account you can integrate. For Zoom, you need a pro account. We are actually working on another hack to expand it to all Zoom accounts, but that's a little bit far away.
Yeah, thank you so much, Inderpreet, for saying that. I think there's a question by Valentine. Can we use this tool for website building projects with company employees? Of course, right? What you can do is, I showed you the prototypes. You can also add the URLs of your beta websites or your live websites. And then, when you're building your website, you have these internal testing rounds with different folks in your company. You can do all of those calls on Betafy to capture feedback, and even your live websites you can compare. So imagine you have an existing website and you're revamping it. You can bring both the URLs to compare and see if the users like the new experience or not. Okay. Can we share files, and which type of files can we share? um, this I couldn't understand, Valentine. Do you mean that during the conversation you want to share the file with the participant, or is it about post session experience? uh, Okay, we'll go to DS Wong's question. What are the future integrations? Arjun, you want to take that?
Yeah. So integrations for us are of two, three mannerisms. One is with video conferencing tools. So Zoom is already live. We will build Google Meet next and Microsoft Teams in the future. The second kind of integrations are with like brainstorming tools. So Miro is live, FigJam is coming soon. The third kind of integrations, which we also have, are Figma and XD, but those are done. But what we haven't done yet is to integrate with tools like Notion and Slack and Jira, right? Product management workflow continues everywhere. So we definitely have in the pipeline in future to share things on Slack, share your takeaways on Notion and so on, so that it is integrated with more and more tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Our main USP, compared to players like user testing, I think one is that the whole goal of Betafy, right? We want to make feedback a much more joyful, easy, and fast, actionable process. And because of that, we don't want it to be done only on Betafy platform itself, right? We have these integrations with Zoom, Miro, and upcoming one with FigJam. We just take the entire experience a notch higher and makes it much easier for you to bring that feedback that you collected back into your product development process, because you can keep collecting feedback, right? But unless it is actioned upon, there is no value to it. The other thing is that because of the roles that both Arjun and Ethan were in their past life, right? They both are impatient folks. They want it to be done quickly. And that's why, if you see the way we've built the entire synthesis process, right, which is once you've done the call, how do you make sense of the feedback? That also is much faster. And it kind of is much easier. So it is not that a very a skilled person should be able to do that. If you're a founder, if you're a marketer, anybody should be able to talk to the customers and then make sense of it. The third thing I would say is our mobile usability testing experience. It is a lot different than other players because we've built for the mobile first world, right? So the whole premise is that the experience should look a lot real and realistic and immersive for the participant as well as for the moderator. Arjun, you want to add to that?
I think there's one more thing, that we are a lot more like affordable for a lot large part of the market. Like we don't charge $30,000 a year, right? Like let's be realistic here. So I think a lot of folks on the call can start with a tool like us. We want to make, we really truly want to democratize this process of getting feedback and not just build for the very rich enterprises. That's why I think this is a much stronger proposition than user testing.
Yeah. Yes, in the Preet, you can use as with Zoom Pro. You just need to integrate your account. So you can either go to the Beta5 website, do it from there, or you can go to the Zoom Marketplace, search for Beta5, and then add it to your Zoom account. Um, how long does the recording save in the platform? It is saved, I think, forever, Arjun, right? That
She's
one.
guessing here. No. So we save it for at least 2 years. But if you're on a paid plan, then yes, it's forever.
It's forever, yeah. Can we import our own recording and use Beta5 for the tag and segmentation and export to Miro for note taking? Yes, you can download your recording, but it is only available for the paid
No,
users.
she says import. So you
Import.
can, yeah, you can upload your recording. So yes, you're right. You can just bring your MP4 recording to Beta5, and then you can do all the same features Priyani said, including Miro exports and clips on Beta5.
On Beta5.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we transfer data on Zoom whiteboard so we can use in maths classes?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So right now, this is the answer to that is no in the repeat study about that. But we'll think that's an interesting idea. We had not thought about it, to be honest. But we'll see what's possible with the integration. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we are
regarding
not. Yeah,
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 regarding
Vishwanath.
the upload and storage, I have this query now. So
Yeah.
as we are going to store the data for 2 years at least.
Yeah.
So is there any constant or limit for data storage, like for this pro account this much, according to the plan or something?
Yeah, so we don't have storage limits per se, but we have limits on how much usage happens for which account, right? So free account has a certain number of calls, then every account on top of that has different number of calls every month. So of course, if we do the long-term deal, it is really affordable. But it depends on different tiers. So what we do it by is every month you get certain number of recordings. So I think it's 20 hours per month, 50 hours per month, and so on. So it changes for different plan.
Okay, yeah, cool to know.
Yeah.
And this is GDPR compliant, I
Uh,
think.
right now we are SOC 2 compliant. We are
Yeah.
working towards GDPR compliance as well.
Yeah, and this is
Amazon AWS. Yeah,
okay.
we host
It's on our own platform. So AWS is our backend server,
package.
uh,
Yeah,
but it's actually hosted on our own platform.
yeah, but I think this question is regarding can we share it just like YouTube
Yes,
link or something to the public? Is it
yes,
possible
you
or
can.
within the team? Okay,
Yeah. So there are
Yeah.
two ways to share it. One is that you can share the full session with someone else. So they will get the recording, they'll get your notes and the transcript. The other thing is you can create these shorter video clips and share those clips with others.
okay, yeah, that's good actually. Okay, these are more of I think backend things.
Yeah. So
It's
the
like there are
storage is really limited to the plan that you buy, right? So we have different tier plans. So the $20 plan, I think, gives you about 15 hours of recording time every month, and then it is the next plan which gives you 30, and so on. So it's based on that. But we also have a free, freemium use. So you can come and do 3 sessions for free on our platform to get a flavor and experience of the platform. But then after that, we start charging you. So 3 hours of recording are available to you free of cost, and after that, it depends on your level of usage, which plan you want to go to.
and they're also asking about the CDN. I think uh, to serve the content. So these about like fast and it's like, see, if we have some global remote teams, otherwise clients globally. So how are you handling that? I
Yeah,
think.
some of this information is confidential, honestly. But in general, we have distributed storage. So if latency is a concern, it is pretty fast because we don't have concentration in just one location. And near Asia, there is a fair number of the servers that are stored near here.
Yeah, fine. I think fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. Is there built-in CRM? Not yet, Valenti. That this was one of the participant management that we were talking about. It is just to give you some context about 3 months or so.
Okay. Yeah. And
Thanks, Inderpreet. So Vivek, you want to know more about user interview? So yeah, it's about. Let me share my screen. I think it'll be much easier that ways. One second.
Or if you want to share what exactly you want to know, like that would
That'll
help
be
us
much.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, 1 second. Yeah, if you could just tell us what is it that you would not want to understand, Arjun, now I can't see the question, so if he's replying anything, otherwise
Yeah.
I'll just go with. So here, right, a user interview is literally, by the name of it, you're going and speaking to the user. The use case could be many. It could be that you have an idea, business idea in your mind. You want to go and validate it from the users, end users. It could be that you're a salesperson and you are going and speaking to the customers to understand their need and then pitch your product and see whether there is a fitment between the two. It could be people like me, if they are running a campaign, or if they are a product marketing person, they want to go and understand that persona. So it's really broad based. Yeah. So how that works is that you have to add your interview questions that you will use during the conversation in the project. Yeah, you can go and add some instant tags, as Arjun mentioned earlier, which give you a quick way to chapter mark or bookmark a part of the conversation and added a context as to this is what the conversation was about at that point of time. Yeah. And then you can go and do these conversations, as I showed to you earlier, right? And during the conversation, you ask the questions from the participant and they will talk back to you. They will give you some feedback, their thoughts, and you will also pick up their behavior nuances. For each of that, you can keep on making a note, right? It's really up to you how you want to create notes. So for instance, Arjun is someone who doesn't like to take too many notes. I, on the other hand, love to take notes at all the sessions. So this is one session where I'm not there, so you see less number of notes. Had I been there, there'll be a lot of yellow dots here. Yeah. And then post session, you get the transcript, the video recording, the notes, so you can see from the transcript what they are saying, right? From here itself, you may want to then create a note. And then once you've done a couple of session, that's where typically we've seen people come back, and start to put all the sessions in one place and see what is it that the my user is saying, right? What sort of feedback is coming. That's when this particular functionality that you can go and filter your notes as per tags and question becomes very helpful, because this gives me a bird's eye view on all my sessions that I've done with different folks to see what is the common pattern across those conversations, because there will be patterns that will start to emerge. So after you've spoken to 3 or 5 people, there'll be some commonalities that will emerge, and this is the place where you can spot those common patterns and themes, right? And then the next step is really about that you can start documenting them as takeaways, and then add some clips and notes to back it in the voice of the customer. And this is how your whole report sort of will start to take shape. So this is really the entire user interview workflow. And why Betafy makes it little different or special for you is because during the conversation you don't have to go to 3 or 4 tools to do one call. You have your video recording happening there, you have your questions there, you can take notes there itself. And then post session, because you did everything on Betafy, everything is now available to you in the same platform. And then once you've done a couple of calls, you can compare your notes to see what the user are saying, what is the pattern, what are the insights coming, and then come here and document it. So you can do the entire workflow from setting up the conversation, talking to the users, gathering feedback, and then making sense of it, everything on Betafy. And that is why it will be much more faster for you. We've seen, like, our users themselves have said that we've kind of reduced minimum 30-40% of their effort that they spend typically in this process. It has become much fast for them, it's easier for them to collaborate with their team, and it's because we're integrated with so many tools, it's much easier to bring it back into their workflow. So yeah, that's what the long winded answer to your very short question. I'm going back to the interview questions now. Have we missed anything? I wish it has also in school, since maths teacher write equation very fast. The student can ask questions. It would be very helpful. Oh yeah, this is a very interesting use case in the pre. We will surely explore it um, more as we go along. But yes, if you know about Vedantu, that team has been using us for speaking to their students and gathering feedback back from them in terms of their course material or in terms of how the course is conducted on their platform. Yeah, but it's not been actually used for the live teaching experience. Yeah. Oh, this has been an amazing session. We loved all the questions from the community. So yeah, thank you so much for that. It'll be great if you all can give a try to Betafy, try it out. We anyways have this lifetime deal that is live right now, and you'll get amazing discounts. So yeah, if anybody has any other questions, would be happy to address.
Yeah, as of now, we didn't see. One second, maybe we got some questions. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And yes, actually, so do you have anything special to announce for our audience, like uh, any new feature after the deal came live, which is otherwise something interesting on the works?
Yeah. So Priyani can share details of the deal. I think you have also captured it well. But I can share with you like the takeaways that you are seeing here on the screen. It is actually not a live feature yet. It's something we are building.
Okay,
So since
okay,
since since you are here for this call, you are one of the first to preview it. And if you sign up for the plan, you just message me or message Priyani. We're happy to give you access before we actually launch it. That's a promise. And same with our next feature, which will be the FigJam feature as well as the English translation. All of those are things we are building. By building, I mean still testing. But if anyone wants to try the early version and loves trying fiddling with products, we're happy to enable it for you. Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think these are questions as of now.
Yeah.
So, so we are going to have the giveaway also today. So I think we need to pick up the questions which are valuable. We can even pick up now and we can announce the uh, winners later in the group. There I will tag winners and you also.
Sure.
So I think it's maybe wrap up or something. Some more questions. I think questions are done. We
Yeah, I
didn't have
think we're
any
done.
more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arjun, you thank everyone from behalf of Betafy team.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us on a Friday evening. We really appreciate the interest in the product and the gazillion questions. If you have just one request, if you have questions or even feature requests, like in the it had a lot of interesting requests, feel free to share with us on the group or reach out to us. We'll be very happy to see what can be incorporated into the product. Yeah.
Sure. And do you have also Facebook group or Discord, Slack community or something to users to join in?
Yeah, we have a Facebook group we just created. Also, like it'll be good to follow us on LinkedIn. We are very active on LinkedIn, so Facebook and LinkedIn will be the two places would recommend to join us. Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
sure. So if you can share me those details, I will put it up in the
Yeah,
group.
yeah,
Sure.
Okay. So
sounds good.
interested users and audience, everyone can join in, and you can take the feedback cycle from there. And I
Awesome.
think yeah, this question is there. Actually, it's been itching.
Yeah.
So are you using your product to build your product?
Yes, I thank you for the question. Yes, I have done at least 400 or 500 user interviews on my own product, at least the ones which are properly documented. And it's a great question. I think that has been a really important part of the journey as well to figure out for ourselves what are the difficulties of building or the difficulties of capturing feedback, making sense of it. A lot of it comes from also using it and realizing actually it's hard. Preaching it is easy, but doing it is hard. So a lot of the things like the Miro integration, Zoom integration came from realizing that that part was very important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you will identify the pain point yourself and you will resolve
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. Actually, see, as an user, we love the founders who use their
Yeah.
own products
Yeah.
uh, for more than business, because
Yeah.
then as an user, you are going to love us and you are going to build
Yeah.
features which are
Yeah.
required to us,
Yeah.
not even before we speak up. Like, yeah, we
Yeah.
are having this issue.
Yeah.
So. Uh, we love this attitude, and actually it's like what say uh,
I think Vishwanatha, yeah, we couldn't hear you.
yeah, some issue was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, so I think we love that. So how many days the this campaign is going to happen? Is there any date decided?
Yeah. So we definitely will go through Black Friday and Cyber Monday and likely through around December 21st, I think. So
Yeah,
anytime before. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so to the audience,
Yeah.
so there is 15% discount on PitchGround running
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So get on that, and anyway, you have 60 days refund period. Try it out
Yeah.
and contact the team. I think, yeah, I
Yeah.
found the team very helpful and very supportive. So
Yeah.
they will take your questions and they will use their own product to take your questions.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. So take this and try this yourself, and link is shared in the group also, here in
Yeah.
live stream also, and we share the details for group,
Yeah.
community or website, whatever you need regarding the Betafi. And they have actually raised the funding, right? I think
Yeah.
you forgot to say this, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to announce this. I
Yeah.
think 1.6 million or something, right?
1.3
One.
million. Yeah.
1.3 million, yes.
Yeah.
So this is solid product, and I think
Yeah.
they've already got some paid users, recurring users, monthly users.
Yeah.
So as an LTD user, we don't need to worry much about the
Yeah.
funding or company sustainability or growth. So I think, yeah, this is a great product, and I think especially I love the interface.
Yeah.
It is very intuitive and very useful, very well thought and designed.
Yeah.
It's not
Thank you
like,
so much.
because we can see a lot of features inside, like
Yeah.
even the taking the notes regarding session side by
Yeah.
side,
Yeah.
and then actually this tagging. So actually this could have very complex, but the user interface makes it very easier, and it appears at the right time at right places. And I think actually I'm using two screens right now. One is
Yeah.
a big monitor, and one is a small screen laptop.
Yeah.
In actually I used Betafy. I tried today.
Yeah.
and
yeah,
yesterday and today. In both places, actually, I can manipulate all the features. Like it's not like I'm
Oh,
stuck in here and there. Otherwise, it is covering up something like that. So I like that UI and all. And yes, platform is fast as of now.
yeah,
Hopefully, it will be slow because of the overload of the users
yeah,
we are going to get soon. Yes, I think you are also ready for that
yeah,
challenge.
yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
All the
Yeah.
best,
Thank you so
and
much, and nice to meet
thank you so
everyone. And
much.
have a wonderful
Yeah,
weekend ahead. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so much,
joining us again.
Vishwanath.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Take
Yeah.
care.
welcome.
Thank cool
Yeah,
community.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Have a
Bye
great
bye.
weekend,
Take care.
everyone. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye bye. Take care. You. Yeah. Thank you all. If you have any questions and doubts, you can join in our group in community, and we will share the details about their community, website, product, and they're all in our group, so you can uh, uh, ask them directly. So uh, these for today. Let's join tomorrow for another webinar. I hope you are liking my. Yeah, you are enjoying this. If you have any feedback specific to hosting and all these things, organizing, feel free to share with me. Thank you. Thank you all. Take care.